Hi guys, welcome back to the Queen of TV channel. Some quick things first before we get into our intro. First off, I've noticed that we've got 15 subscribers now. I want to welcome the new subscriber. If you guys are wondering why my behavior is off in these videos, I made a community post. It's supposed to drop at 7 in the morning on Monday. That's when these videos will come out. And it'll give you a detail of what's been going on. But there probably will be cursing and profanity. I'm not sure, depending on my mood for today. So, without further ado, one quick thing that community post mentioned something about yesterday is when we did what we did with the personal matter. Yesterday meaning Saturday. That event was Saturday, this past Saturday. So that's all I got for you guys. Let's get to our intro. Welcome everyone. I am your host, the Queen herself, and you are the Prince and Princesses. You're the subscriber or you are a viewer. Either way, welcome. Today we will be talking about why I still love Cleo from H2O in season 3. I have my reasons why I didn't like combine all these together. Like I said originally, there's no point in that. They all deserve their own dedicated video, so that's what we're gonna do. So here are my 5 reasons. One, the chemistry between her and Lewis. Her change in season 3 is very significant. People can joke all they want about how she got smarter after him and Emma left. But with all honesty, Cleo was always smart, is that Cleo didn't choose to put the work in. Her reasoning for why she putting the work in makes more sense than it would have if she tried to do this earlier. She is willing to now make herself study harder and get better in her grades just so she has a chance to end up with Lewis and go to America with him to be a scientist. That way they can be together. Their chemistry this season is totally different because Cleo and Lewis are more than just a boyfriend and girlfriend or best friends. We see them become a duo. They have a dynamic together. She and he both are supporting each other. Lewis is a lot more calmer. He doesn't quickly jump to conclusions. He's not very invasive. He's not trying to be overprotective of her. He is literally being supportive. He's being understanding. He's telling her that, hey, I understand why you did this and why you did that. So it's good that their communication has gotten better. I love to see the scenes of them like working as a team and like they give off they're married, like they're a married couple. They work out their problems, they talk to each other, they both scheme, they both try to see the other person's point of view, and when they don't, they at least have some form of understanding. And it's good that, Cleo has a lot of trust in Lewis, but at the same time, she's trying to find her own path and try to like do things in a way to get answers with the tentacle, with Mako, with the moon rock and the crystals and everything, and just see her in this new light. A lot of people can joke about it, they can say whatever they want, but it comes down to the nitty gritty. Like, Cleo put the work in. Cleo did what she did, and nobody can really take that away from her, especially when it's with Lewis. Like, there's no way someone's going to sit here and tell me that they did not enjoy their scenes more than they enjoyed it in season 1 and 2, because in season 3 is everything that we've been asking for season 1 and 2, which is that they should have better communication. And the communication is better. That brings me to my second reason as to why I love Cleo in season 3 is her relationship dynamic with Ricky and Bella. We see that it is Cleo who suggests that Bella should join the group because duh, it makes sense. Bella has been a mermaid since she was 9 years old. She's never really had her own friends, and on top of that, it makes no sense to leave her by herself. I mean, shit. At first, I could understand why they didn't want to help Charlotte, but Bella makes more sense because technically she did help them save Ricky's life. And on top of that, we see her relationship with Ricky. We see how it affects Ricky seeing Cleo bond with Bella, seeing how not Ricky, seeing how Cleo bonds with Bella, and it makes Ricky jealous, and she feels like Bella is like in a way replacing the friendship. And we kind of see the different dynamic between Ricky and Bella, and we'll talk about that when we get to those two. But with Cleo and Ricky, we do see them fighting this. We do see them bicker, and we see them argue. We see them disagree, but in the end of it, they eventually gain some understanding of each other and how much they've changed, and it actually makes them stronger. It actually brings them together more closer than what they were. Granted, they are not as close as we thought they were, like none of them, because Mako Mermaids has displayed it as that even mermaids can move on. I don't think they necessarily moved on. I think that they are now adults and adult things have happened. Life is life. People grow up. People go through good things and bad things. But they still talk to each other. They haven't officially grown apart. They still together. They still friends. We just don't see them together as much as because Cleo is in America. Emma is traveling the world. Ricky is a collector. And Bella is probably with Will. So there's different obstacles in their life that they have to maneuver before they can just spend quality time together out of nowhere. But as for her relationship with Bella, like Bella actually, you know, pushes her to like take things a chance, give her compliment. Like she in a way is like a little bit as Cleo as herself in season 1 and 2 with her compassionate side. And how she's enthusiastically like trying to help Cleo chase after her dreams and literally like support Cleo's in belief in how Zane is treating Ricky. So yeah, like that dynamic is different. As much as I have given Ricky grief and her behavior with her friendship with Cleo, it's good to see that even the closest friends can fight, and what they're fighting over, it does make a lot of sense. You know, that Ricky does not trust Ryan after everything they've been through. And yes, Cleo has the right to find out what's going on. They don't have the right answers, they don't know what they're doing, they've tried everything. So, in a way, they really do not have a choice as to ask Ryan for help. I mean, it's not nobody's fault he ended up at Mako Island because Cleo did not give him an answer to that. Him gave him an answer to that. So it's not Cleo's fault. On top of that, Ryan has given Cleo no reason to see him as untrustworthy because Cleo is the one that's being very secretive. And Ryan was told repeatedly not to go out to Mako Island regardless. So it's not really anyone's fault to blame but Kim's for telling him, despite the fact that, yes, you can't fully blame Kim because she didn't know how special Mako Island was. But then again, this was the same girl that's going to turn her sister in for being a mermaid. So that too was understandable why she does not know. I'm just glad at the end of the day they did work out their problems, and we do learn some difficult, interesting things about Ricky and Cleo. Is that Cleo is not afraid to stand up for herself, and she is not the girl that's gonna take something and just back off. And Ricky is like not gonna like allow bad things to happen. She's going to protect the things that she loves and the people she loves. Now, the third thing that I love about Cleo this season is just Cleo's character arc to begin with. Cleo started off like not as confident, very shy, very social awkward person, right? Well, we get to season 2, and we see that she has become an angsty teen who apparently just have gone through her parents' divorce, and she's trying to navigate having to grow up really fast. And in a sense, she has ended up dealing with her own problems at home, but not just that, but dealing with her relationship problems. And then she got this girl who apparently has a one-sided jealousy, or in a way has this one-sided feelings for a guy that clearly is not interested and is trying to take it out on Cleo. So now we start the season off with Cleo being very confident, and like I said, she stand up for herself. She's not gonna stay there and be the quiet one. She's still her compassionate self. She's still loving, and she's still caring and supportive. And it is hard for her at times to like open up to people. When she does, she generally is grateful for like the help and willing to like open up a little bit about herself without like conflicting with her secret getting exposed. Not only that, like we see Cleo like way more invested in mermaid stuff than she usually was. Like for this season, Cleo is literally investigating why Mako Island has completely changed. We know Cleo loves Mako Island and she loves being a mermaid, but we've never seen her like completely 100% of, invested. She'd probably be like 50% invested, but now it's like she's fully invested. So, yeah, like this whole different storyline with her and Ryan, her like literally being tested to see if she would cheat on Lewis with Ryan, her willingness to let Lewis like leave and go chase his dream, and willing to do a long distance relationship without letting him sacrifice everything for her, which we love to see it. And her dedication to Lewis as well, her willingness to sacrifice everything and even work as hard as she does just so she can be with him in America. And then on top of that, her support of her father. You know, her being tested yet again with her dad just meeting Sam and then moving so quickly and so fast and getting engaged and getting married, and she handled it all with class. And I love that scene where she is taking up for her father while Kim is trying to bring him down, all because she cares more about his pockets than his feelings. And I'm proud of Cleo. I really am. And she planned a beautiful wedding. So far we talked about her and Lewis. We talked about her, Ricky and Bella. We talked about her as a character. So for the fourth thing, I like the simplicity of her powers this season. Granted, yes, it's still just her hydrokinesis power. They don't show her airkinesis because I think the reason why that is not just to do with budget, but like story wise, it would not make sense. They found a way to make Ricky's make sense by having her powers have an effect on the crystals inside of Mako Island, which is why they gave her electrokinesis. And her pyrokinesis still makes sense too because it's just some form of fire that she can use. It makes sense why they show all three of Bella's powers from time to time because obviously she's new and just joined the group. But with Cleo, there would be no need for her aerokinesis because what could they have possibly used that for? I know some people had commented that they could have used her aerokinesis to literally stop Hector from like floating away in that scene where they had to wear the raincoats. I'm trying to remember what episode that was. Episode 9, The Sorcerer's Apprentice. That's what the episode was. But like, no, that wasn't gonna work because Cleo's power is not to just draw the direction of the object back to her with airkinesis. It is to push it in a different direction, forward or across or in a circle. It's not necessarily to draw it back. So that would have not worked. So she would have literally caused him to go further away if she had tried that. Because how would she have possibly got him into the water? And bear in mind you, this is a magical water. This is not regular water. So there's no telling what her effect from her powers would have had on this magical water and what it would have done. So it makes sense that they had her use nothing but hydrokinesis, which, if I'm being honest, they used less in this because they wanted to relegate Cleo to being more of a scientific know-how person rather than just Cleo the mermaid. They wanted to give her something different, which is what they did with Bella. Bella's the new mermaid, so she has to deal with the mermaid secret and all the paranoia and stuff. While they gave Ricky being the strong connection to Mako and the tentacle, they gave Cleo the more humane storyline. Which is alright, which is fine and dandy because it does not take away from nobody else and it doesn't take away from her. Granted, there might have been some people that would have wanted to see more of Cleo and would have wanted to see more of her powers, but like it makes sense that they did this. Because it gives her time to like focus on other stuff than just like mermaid stuff. It helps show that she's still a mermaid. She'll still use her powers from time to time, but like at the same time, she still got life on land and she has other things that are just as important as this secret. Now, that brings us to the last topic that I want to talk about, which is Cleo the dolphin trainer. The fact that they made her a dolphin trainer and they had her struggle just for her to get good. That was perfect for her. That gave them an excuse to use the marine park perfectly. Because the storylines they gave that was a good idea. It gave them a reason to use the set rather than just have the girls go there because Cleo works there. Cleo being a dolphin tamer and having difficulty connecting to Ronnie again is due to the fact that Cleo has not gotten into the water with Ronnie, and we see it affect her emotionally because she's not able to connect with him like she used to. When Cleo originally connected with Ronnie is when she was like just feeding him or just speaking to him from time to time. But now she has to connect with him on a different level. She needs to know how to actually communicate with him through hand gestures without words, which is very difficult for her. But with Will's help, she is able to overcome this and be able to bond with Ronnie. They have some mutual understanding. With that being said, we do see her have an issue when her dad starts working there and the pirate ship he's working on gets a lot of attraction. We see that it affects her show. We see that how easy it is for the Dolphin Show to lose a lot of people when something else more fun and exciting goes on at the marine park. So it seems like to me that the way for the Dolphin Show to survive is if it's the only successful show the people pay money to come see. But since her dad was doing a pirate show and they was actually doing like theatrics and stuff like that, seeing a dolphin do regular tricks that either they old or new is not as exciting for people to want to look at. But they overcame it and they were able to connect, and we got to see Phoebe, the actress who plays Cleo, in a pirate suit, performing tricks with Ronnie and a sword. So Cleo as a dolphin trainer for me was a lot of fun because we got to actually see more of Ronnie, but more so we got to see like Cleo's internal struggle to not be able to like fully connect with Ronnie because she's not able to get in the water. We see how the job eventually becomes so important to her that she is very unhappy that her dad is working there, but she, again, like I said, like she was with Lewis, she's been very supportive and not willing to let her dad sacrifice his job until he realizes it's hurting her, so he quits. But Cleo doesn't have like a big significant change being a dolphin trainer. It's just something like fun and exciting for them to do in the show, which is very appreciated and I enjoyed. Now, that's all I got for you guys today. If my demeanor is off, I am so sorry if that has thrown you off. Like I said, I had a community post go out that will drop at 7 a.m. on Monday, which is when these videos will come out, and then we'll go into Charmed. But that community post will mention that that significant event happened yesterday because when I made the community post, I made it today, and today is Saturday, and I was asleep earlier, but I got woken up, and now I'm up, and I gotta be at work at 1 o'clock in the morning, so I'm not very happy about that. But I will see you guys in the next video as we're about to go on and talk about Ricky. So I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I hope you have a blessed day. And if no one's told you this today, I'm telling you, I love you, and I will see you next video. Goodbye, guys.